please go ahead and drop your comments, your thoughts, your theories, your predictions in the chat and the comment section, and then please subscribe, like, and ring that bell for me. Help grow the channel and build the council. I would very much appreciate it. But with that being said, let's get into it.
All units. Witnesses are reporting
So my theory
following a car crash.
today
Officers move in on Garvey Park.
is Pietro, and it has to do with Pietro and Tommy from WandaVision. Now, Tommy is going to grow up and become Speed, right? And Speed has the fast running capabilities just like his uncle Pietro. He ends up working, so in one of the comics in Time Balls,
I don't know what that is.
Time Balls,
No one does. That's the best part. Just take a picture of the code on the wall and it starts. Easy peasy. It's to help the needy.
Well, in that case.
Anyway, so back to my theory. My theory is that Pietro or Fietro is Tommy. God dang it.
Got it.
Grown up. So anyway, we'll get to that in a second. Let me lay the groundwork here first. So what we know is that Tommy is Speed. When he grows up, he becomes Speed, which is the comic book character in the Marvel comic book universe. In one of those comics, Tommy ends up working with Doctor Strange to learn the mystic arts in one of the timelines.
This is starting to sound time-consuming.
He can run as fast
Sorry,
as...
but people need my help.
He can run, okay, so he can run as fast as Quicksilver, which means that he can also run fast enough to jump into different timelines or universes. Okay? We do know that, to everyone's knowledge in the show, Pietro is dead. He is not alive at this point. With that being said, okay, this lady is so annoying.
Dark fast. She's nuts. But I have to play along.
We also know in our universe that the person behind all of these Marvel movies and shows is Kevin Feige. And Kevin Feige loves to throw us for loops, loves to keep things secret, loves to...
This one isn't going to be so simple.
Switch things up and, you know, surprise the audience. So, with that being said, let's get into it, right? So here are some evidence points that lead to my theory possibly becoming true, as I try to find this weird camera angle thing. Anyway, so we're gonna jump right into it, right? So what we know is that Pietro or Fietro shows up randomly in the episode before the Halloween episode. Okay, what we know now is that Agatha Harkness became very close with Pietro, and after he entered the Hex, she manipulated his mind and basically just controlled him. This is really annoying. Anyway, so with that being said, we also know that Pietro acts like a grown child when he is in the house, and that could just be, you know, Fox Quicksilver's MO. That's just like how he is or whatnot. Oh, did I almost have it? No. Okay, so but here's my theory, right? He could be acting like that because that's just his MO, that's how he acts, or he could be acting like that because he knows that that's the last time that he can really act like a kid before crap hits the fan, right? So, for lack of a better term, he's just living in the moment and reminiscing. What is the subject that I'm looking for? Alright, so then we also know that in the Halloween episode, Pietro and Tommy's bond is very, very strong. It was kind of weird to me because it was like, okay, you're there, you're spending time with both kids, but Wiccan, or Billy, you just don't seem to care about. I just thought that was a little odd. So we know that their bond is very, very strong right off the bat. Then we have that one instance where Quicksilver or Pietro talks to Wanda about silly string, and he said, "Hey, don't look at me. It was Billy's idea." And then Billy says, "Oh no, my name is Tommy." And he turns back and he's like, "Don't you forget that." So my thought process is, what if Pietro was kind of saying that to him as if to say, don't ever forget like who you are. Don't lose your way. And my angle behind that would be in Doctor Strange when Doctor Strange is combat training with Morgo, I can't remember his name. He says something along the lines of like, "Oh, don't ever lose your way." And this could be directly tied with the timeline that Tommy ends up working with Doctor Strange, and he learns those things, and then as he grows older, he holds on to the whole "don't lose your way, don't forget your name, don't forget who you are," right? So when Doctor Strange and that's a spoiler, so I'm not going to say that, but when Doctor Strange is supposed to show up in this episode, right at the end of this episode, he's supposed to show up in the season finale. My opinion is that he is going to ultimately, I'm going to leave this mission, he's going to ultimately take Tommy with him and teach him the ways of the mystic arts. And Tommy's gonna grow older, and then we're gonna just proceed, and we're gonna get to that. In the Halloween episode, Pietro ends up taking Tommy and dressing him up as himself, right? And then later on in the episode, that we find out that he has super speed, just like his uncle. I think that's a little bit too much of a coincidence. It would be. I feel that it's gonna be something right under our noses. We know that Kevin Feige likes to throw twists and turns and stuff like that into his movies, his shows, and all that stuff. Then we also know that Pietro, when he's talking to Wanda about how he got there, all he says is, "I got shot in the street by some chump, and I heard you calling, and I came as fast as I could." So that could be, that could easily be just something that Tommy or Speed was just going through, and he was just trying to. He was just dealing with something else, right? He was dealing with something else, working under the Sorcerer Supreme's Doctor Strange, and protecting the multiverse. He gets shot or whatever, and then all of a sudden, in that moment where Wanda broke at the lot where her and Vision were supposed to build their house, he heard his mother calling out. Now, I don't understand, like, if she's calling out, like, she can't really, like, call out to Pietro because Pietro's dead, so she's just calling out to anybody and everything, and we do know that timelines are going to be very significant in the MCU moving forward, especially with Loki and his new merch that's coming out. One of the shirts says constantly watching the sacred timeline or something like that. So let's say Wanda cries out like that. She breaks down. She cries out like that. And Tommy hears it and hears his mother in pain. And the first thing he does, just reactively, instinctively, is he runs. He runs as fast as he can. He knows where she is. He tries to find her. He breaks through timelines, goes to the timeline in which she's creating the hex, accesses, or just jumps into the hex through his speed just to find Agatha Harkness there. Then Agatha Harkness finds him and says, oh, this looks just like, you know, like we could make, he has that superpower, we could make it manipulate Wanda into telling us where or how and what exactly she's doing.
Location is Museum Mile. Over.
Oh, shoot. So it's totally possible that when Tommy heard wherever he was, whatever he was doing, probably just protecting the multiverse under the teachings of Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, that he hears his mother cry out. And just like in, I don't mean to go into DC too much here, but just like in the Flash TV show, Flash in the future, he ends up going into an alternate a timeline. He goes back into the past.
Come on, guys. Escape from prison, and that's the best thing you can think
So
of.
I believe that Quicksilver is not Quicksilver. He's not Pietro. He's not Pietro. He's actually Tommy. And Tommy is coming to try and help his mother. When he gets there, he runs into Agatha Harkness. Agatha Harkness manipulates him to try and get Wanda to tell her how she's doing this, ultimately rendering him pointless in his own venture and mission. That's my theory. I'd really like to hear your guys' thoughts and comments on it, so go ahead and drop them into the comments. If you like my theory, I mean, again, this is just fun stuff, fun, just nerding out. If you like my theory and you want to hear more theories, support the channel, like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments, as I said, and hit that little bell on the side
People whose idea of fun is setting buildings on fire.
so you can get notifications on when these wild theories are going to come out. But again, I want to cover this, just one last recap. Tommy is Pietro. And the future, he hears his mother call out to him. He runs as fast as he can, jumps to a different timeline, gets through the hex, immediately taken over by Agatha Harkness and manipulated, rendering him useless for his own mission until this next episode, where it said that he's going to be a good guy, but no spoilers or anything like that. So, like I said, I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know what you guys think, if you think this is crazy, if you think this is a good idea, or definitely something that Kevin Feige's going to do. Until the next adventure, we're going to get into this adventure and fully dive in. So I appreciate all the support, guys. Let's get into this adventure and have some fun.